Now at 6, breaking news, a deadly mid-air collision in the high desert. Two planes crashing into each other. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leslie Marin.
And I'm Gio Insignaras. Both aircrafts went down in Lancaster, one on Avenue F and 47th Street East, the other on Avenue G and 60th Street East.
KCAL News reporter Joy Benedict live now in Lancaster with the latest on this investigation. Joy.
Yeah, guys, we certainly don't know a lot, but unfortunately we have learned that one of the pilots died. The other pilot was able to walk away from this crash, but it's not clear what exactly happened that made them collide in the air to begin with. But here on the scene, as you mentioned, we're on the East Avenue F location. This is the site where one of the pilots did not survive the crash, and you can see that the plane is pretty damaged, even from this vantage point all the way over here. There's not a lot of people who live around here. One house over to the right-hand side, and the folks that were there said when it went down, they didn't know what to think.
Just a pop?
It was an eerie sound above the skies of Lancaster as Stephen Wilson looked up to see the worst.
Kind of swirled and then came down and you seen a big cloud of dust.
He was sitting in his truck about 50 yards away from the plane that crashed into a field near East Avenue F and 40th Street when he saw it hit the ground.
Took off to go see if he was all right or if he'd be all right, but I don't know.
Wasn't anything you could do?
Nothing, except for call 911 for him.
He says the pilot, a man he believed to be in his 50s, was already dead.
The propeller looks like it snapped off and the wings are, clipped or whatever, pretty much. But they're still attached, though. And then the oil everywhere.
But this is just one of two planes that went down. The second about 2.5 miles away at East Avenue G and 60th. This one appears to have been able to land safely, and investigators say the pilot walked away, declining aid on the scene. Right now, what happened is unclear, but investigators with the FAA say the single-engine Nanchang CJ-6 and the single-engine Yak 52 collided in midair around 1:20 in the afternoon. They appear to be painted the same way, but it's not clear whether the two planes were flying together. And as the NTSB and the FAA figure out what went wrong, the few people who live in this remote area can't help but feel for the man who didn't make it home.
I feel for his family, really, but that sucks. He probably had a good family, too.
Certainly very sad for this family, the person who did die here on the scene. Now, as for the investigation, it is being handed over to the NTSB. That investigator is expected to be here at some point tomorrow. Until then, we're told that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is going to hold this scene as well as the others until, of course, the NTSB can get here and do some sort of a preliminary report to figure out exactly what happened. I'll send it back to you.
Joy, thank you for the latest on that investigation.